Don't mess around in the red room. Crow means business in here, baby. Trying to tell you.
Hope you like the taste of my knuckles, chump.
Good morning, good evening, how are you? I'm great, I hope you're great. I'm winded. Give me like 5 fucking seconds. I'm winded. Oh my god, that was a lot. 1 sec. I've been playing video games for years, and I mean years, since I was a wee little lad, little Lucky Charm. Am I gonna get canceled? Let's keep going. I mean literal years, like from a fetus to now. Like I've played every single genre that I can think of, to mystery, action adventure, JRPGs, MMOs. I don't have a discrimination, including horror games. Even though I fucking hate them, I'll still play them. The whole shebang. I just love video games. One genre I remember playing the most as a child were fighting games. I don't know what gravitated me toward fighting games, whether it was just a competitive nature, which it probably really was. It's just something about fighting games that really makes me love them so fucking much. Like I'm not kidding. They have a special place in my heart that'll never go away. Suck it, McDonald's, I guess. I don't know. I don't think they're in my heart, but they're clogging it. What the fuck? But there is something about fighting games that I do love ultimately, and that is something that I like to call the click. Now, let's go back to the matter at hand. Today, we're talking about a specific franchise, a franchise that I hold dear to my heart. As you can tell from the video, yes, that's Def Jam Fight for New fucking York. Now, before we continue, we're not talking about Icon. Icon fucking sucks. We don't do Icon. Icon, dookie, garbage.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Fight for New York is actually its younger brother, but the sequel of Def Jam what am I saying? Today, we're gonna talk about the beautiful love child of EA and whoever else made the fucking game. I don't know, but that's Def Jam Fight for New York, which is the sequel to Def Jam Vendetta. We're gonna talk about the best one, which is Fight for New fucking York, which again is kind of just like Def Jam Vendetta, but Vendetta is kind of more of a wrestling game because everything kind of takes place in the wrestling ring, whereas Fight for New York kind of takes place in different arenas, and it kind of expands on the fighting that Vendetta kind of just left fucking behind. It randomly had a resurgence like back in 2021 and 2022 to where like a bunch of YouTubers and streamers were playing the game online and showing it off and telling EA to bring it back, which they're never gonna fucking do. It did end up kind of like gaining popularity again, which is really cool, and I'm really happy that my game is now getting some attention. My game, like I fucking made it. But it's really great because of that popularity spike. This game is what used to be like $85 to $90 is now $215 fucking dollars, which is really fucking high for a video game. If you ask me personally, that's way too high. I'm not paying those prices. That's console prices. I'm not finna play console prices for a goddamn disc. Get that out of here. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I love this game. This game is really great. And just like other fighting games, if you did not know, there's a story in Def Jam Fight for New York. There's also a story in Vendetta, but I've never played Vendetta. I'm doo-doo at Vendetta, as I am at any wrestling game. So I never really played it. I never really played the story of Vendetta, but I played the fuck out of Fight for New York story because I'm good at that game. I'm great at this. I'm great at this. Now, Fight for New York has a plot and a story. It's not as convoluted as Tekken, and it's not as like overly complicated as Soul Calibur, because all I know is that there's two dudes that fight with big swords. That's all I know. In Tekken, you throw your dad off a volcano. Fight for New York is kind of more of a BET get rich die trying kind of a thing. It has sadness and romance and drama and action, and it just has everything you would want from a decently good plot and story. Is it good? Probably not really, but the voice acting is great, the casting is great, and the fighting is great, and that's all I care about. Enough to keep me engaged to where I'm not fucking bored. Now, before I continue saying anything else, there are some very deep mechanics in this game. Like, I'm talking deep as fuck. Like, to the point where, like, it kind of gets a little confusing. So instead of info dumping on you and giving you everything at once, I'm gonna be breaking it down, explaining it all throughout the video. So you're not just like, what's happening? Oh my God, where'd his dick go?
Your gum should be here by the end of the
Where's
week.
my dick at? Where? Hey!
It's all going to be explained through the video. So again, if you're kind of confused, I'll explain it. I promise I won't make it too difficult. So before we even continue anything else, I want to have a disclaimer. I love this game. Like, me personally, look, me and you, I fucking love this game, and I might get overly excited while I'm talking. If so, shut the fuck up. Let me be excited. Let me enjoy every bit of this, because this is a video that's long in the making, and I'm going to give it to you. And with that being said, my beautiful fake fireplace, everybody get cozy, get comfortable, relax. Lean back, like little Fat Joe reference. And let's talk about it. Let's start at the beginning.
The beginning.
Before we get into the nitty gritty that is Dead Jam 5 FFNY, we have to choose a name for our character. It has to be important and impactful because this is a serious game where we do some serious adult shit. And that means we have to be very fucking serious. Let's give him a name. I think that's perfect. That's beautiful. Look at him. Our beautiful creation. The story starts with D-Mob being arrested for probably what is, I don't know, running an illegal underground fucking fighting rink beneath the streets of New York. Yeah, that's kind of the plot a little bit. There's a fighting rink in New York. Their rappers go and they beat each other to fucking death. It's honestly really great. Where you think that's stupid? I don't care. I fucking love it. As they're making their way out of the fighting ring, which I'm assuming they're going to the precinct because he's getting fucking arrested, their car gets T-boned by a mysterious big black Escalade. Because it's 2005. So what's a movie without a big ass black Escalade? Get with the program. As the cop are slowly gaining conscious out of the car wreck, a hooded figure runs to the car, grabs D-Mob, and takes him out of the car. Where do they go? To the hideout, of course. Duh. But before we get to the hideout, we cut to the cop sitting in the precinct with the officer lady. I don't know her name. Don't ask. Failed that class. And she's asking them, hey, do any of these pictures look like the guy that you saw in the hood? And now it's time to create our beautiful monstrosity that is MC PeePants. Look at him. He's beautiful. Mama loves him. After you create your character, D-Mob takes you to the hideout to where you finally meet two very important characters. One being Sticky Fingers, who is playing himself. They kind of just call him Sticky. Honestly, I don't think they even call him by his name at all. But you meet Sticky Fingers. If you don't know who Sticky Fingers is, he's one of the members of Onyx, who is a rap group from the 90s, who still make music now. And he's great. I love him. You also meet Blaze, who is played by Method Man him fucking self. Again, I told you, this cast is goddamn stacked. It's great. It never gets boring. It never gets old. You meet both of them. They're kind of playing the game. In the background, they're kind of playing Dead Jam Vendetta. If you listen closely, you can hear them playing the game. It's really cool.
That's why I'm the champ, bitch. Oh, snap.
D-Mob introduces you to the two dudes. Sticky is not really ecstatic that you kind of brung him into their hideout because you're a stranger. You're a complete fucking stranger. Like, why are you here? I don't know you, which is valid because I don't know why you helped D-Mob. They don't explain why you came to his rescue, but you just fucking did. So with that being said, they're like, hey, we're gonna accept you into our family, but first we gotta see if you can fucking fight. And it's like, what the fuck? Am I finna get initiated? Yes, you are. Now it's time to choose a fighting style. We're gonna go through each individual one so I can tell you kind of how each of them goes because this is where the fucking game gets complex as hell and I don't want you lost. Now, pay attention. Pen and paper out now. There are a total of 5 fighting styles in this game and they all handle differently. I mean, like there's no one or two that are alike. They're all unique and it's fucking amazing. We're gonna start at the beginning with kickboxing. Kickboxing is a style mostly known for its rapid attacks. You kind of do grab holds and you just knee the fuck out of somebody over and over again till their health gets low. It's a really good fighting style for chipping away health and I love it personally. I don't use it a lot, but I know some people that kind of go dumb for this fighting style. Next up is martial arts, which is kind of self-explanatory. They're fast, quick attacks. They don't have any heavy KO hitters, so like it's kind of hard to KO someone in martial arts, but they're quick, they're fast, they chip damage out really fucking quickly. They're not strong, so you're not doing a lot of damage, but you're doing enough hits to where it does damage, and it has really good reversals. Now this fighting style fucking sucks. If you use this at the beginning of a game, like this is the first one you start off with, it sucks. That's why we're picking it. Next up is street fighting, which is your normal and grounded sort of fighting style. It just kicks, punches, haymakers, really good grabs, really good heavy punches. It gets the job done. Next up is wrestling, which is just more of a heavily grabbed fighting style. Kind of self-explanatory to you. You do Batista bombs and rock bottoms and all the cool, what are the cool kids doing these days? The Dougie? That's what you're doing in wrestling. You're just fucking hitting the Dougie on a bunch of people. Last but not least is submission, which again is another self-explanatory fighting style where you just grab somebody and choke them to death. I love it so much. This is one of my second favorite fighting styles in the game and I will never get tired of it. We're gonna go with martial arts. That's the one we're gonna rock with because I fucking hate myself and that's just what I want to do. Also a quick tidbit, as you progress through the game, the fighting style gets better and better and better. The more you put stats into your speed and your strength and your toughness, that style will develop into it being stronger, quicker, and more efficient. That's why I love this game. And it's so fucking complex. Pen and paper. We're not done. That fighting style you chose will get better in doing damage, protecting you from attacks, making reversals more easier. That's just kind of how the game mechanic works, especially when you start stacking the abilities. And I know you're like, what the fuck you mean stacking? I'm gonna tell you what I mean by stacking. Guess fucking what? As you progress through the game, it gives you the ability to not only have one and not only have two, but 3 fucking fighting styles at a time. You can stack up to 3 different fighting styles at a time. But here's another kicker. The way you combine those fighting styles will give you a different output, even if it's the same equation. What the fuck do you mean by that? Now it's time to do some math. So say I started off the game with martial arts and I was like, you know what? what, this is really fun, but I want to do more damage, so I add wrestling to it. Now I have martial arts and wrestling, which is going to give me a different output of if I were to choose wrestling first and then martial arts, which is wild as fuck. Because if there's 5 combinations in this game, I'm not doing the math. There's 5 combinations in this game. You start off with one, you go with another one. You can reverse that, go with the other one, then start with the one and end up with a completely different outcome. If you want to do that math yourself, do it. I'm not going to do it. That leaves you open to like 75 different styles altogether by combining each one in different orders. And that's why this game is so fucking complex. But again, I will dive deeper as we go forward. But right now, that's what I mean when I say stacking, is that you can stack these bitches so goddamn high. I love this game. It's fucking great. Now with that being said, let's do this fucking tutorial. Let's get these dudes off our dick and finish this fighting tutorial and beat this dude up. I'll be right back. Enjoy MC PeePants whooping some ass.
That's how you do it.
After the tutorial, they welcome you with big open fucking arms, except for Sticky. He fucking hates you. I don't know why, but he just doesn't like you, which is valid, because we do have a little bit of bad juju about us. I'll get to that later. They're not gonna welcome us for free, like you thought they were just gonna give you a home because you saved their boss. No, you gotta work for it. That means fighting. Before you fight, they kind of gotta give you stuff so that you can survive. D-Mod gives you money to go to get some clothes, and Method Man shows you your new apartment because, hey, you gotta fucking sleep somewhere, don't you? The cops are looking for you, so you gotta live here because you can't go nowhere else. So here's this apartment that's not in your name. Thanks Method Man. Now the apartment has your map, your pager, your closet, your options, your trophies, and the fucking door. Once you realize that you're doing something so stupid, which is fighting for an underground fighting ring for a bunch of rappers, and you need to get the fuck out of there, because I don't know who told you this was a good idea. This is not a good idea. You're about to get your ass kicked. Not really, because I'm fucking great at this game. So for right now, let's go to the map, go to the shop district, and get some fucking clothes. Now here's another mechanic in this game that they don't again tell you about. It matters what you wear when you fight, and they don't tell you. It's a secret. There's these special points you get in the match where they will eventually equate to how much money you get when you win. If you look good, if you got your jewelry on, you got tattoos, you got a nice fresh cut, you'll get more points, which means more money. So that means we have to go to the shop district and look fucking fresh. I mean hot as fuck. There are 5 places we can go to. That's sus. Don't know why they chose that name. Please, a clothing store. That's where you get your hot ass threads. But again, don't forget this is 2005, so everything is like 5XLs larger than your body type, which is, it's even if you choose a heavy set character, the clothes will still be big as fuck, which is so weird. Now we got Jacob & Co. Everybody knows Jacob & Co. If you don't, get with the fucking program. He's the jeweler. He gives you the nice ice and the bling and shit. Leave my fucking watch alone. You get the chains. You don't have grills. That's an icon. Icon sucks. But you get earrings, you get necklaces, you get rings. We're gonna look fucking fresh. Next, we got Manny's tattoos. He gives you tattoos. They're honestly pretty dope. They're pretty basic. Again, it's 2005, so judge it for its time. Next, you got Stingrays. He's the barbershop who has the craziest fucking haircuts. I love the barbershop. I love Stingrays. He's so great. He doesn't have a neck. We love Stingray. Last but not least is the gym, and this is where you will get your enhancements and your fighting styles. The gym is where you'll train your stats. Gym is where you get new blazing moves. I'll talk about that later. And it's also where you can get your new fighting styles. The gym is going to be your second home other than your actual home, because you're gonna have to come here a lot to make sure that you're strong enough to fight through this fucking game. Now that we got through the shop district, let's keep going on with the story. D-Mob gives us some money to go shopping at Sus because we have to look fresh when we fight. So give me 5 seconds while I go pick out a sick ass outfit, and I'll see you in 2 seconds. He's beautiful. Look at him. Just how mama made him. After you get kitted out in the most freshest fucking gear of all time, they want you to go start fighting and getting these clubs. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's go give some people some fucking brain damage.
Damn.
So after a couple fights, you and Blaze go out for a couple of drinks because you've been on a winning streak. You just been fucking getting dubs left and right. The bar is filled with beautiful, and I mean beautiful love interests. They're all great. I love every single one of them. I always choose Shauna because Shauna's like the best fighter in the game in my opinion, but you can also go for Lil Kim. Lil Kim's really good too. MC PeePants is a man of taste, just like me. So as always, I chose Shauna. She is the greatest, and also my favorite song by Ludacris is Fantasy, and I couldn't help myself. I got to. And also for some reason, MC PeePants has like a weird British accent in this scene, and I don't know why he had the accent, but it's weird.
She's with me. Why am I not convinced? I said back off.
And now we gotta fight for her love because her boyfriend doesn't know who the fuck we are. Like, we didn't just beat his ass like 6 fights ago. So now we gotta teach him a lesson again and show him we that nigga.
His ass is through.
Also, you thought I was kidding? Look at that. Romance. After we fight for our love and we now have a new girlfriend, we now have to fight Ice fucking T, which is wild because he hasn't made a song since this game came out in 2005. He hasn't released a song since like fucking 85. So it's really weird that he's just here like, yeah, I'm gonna whoop some ass. Bro, you don't make music anymore. Sit the fuck down. But he's playing himself. So now you gotta fight Ice T. I remember him being really hard when I was a kid, but now that I'm older, I wipe the floor with him like every fucking time I fight him. After the fight with Ice-T, you meet the main game's antagonist, and it's no one other than the man himself, Snoop Dogg. But he's not Snoop Dogg. It's not Snoop Dogg. It's not. He goes by a character named Crow, which honestly, if I'm being honest, it's fitting for him. He looks like a crow. Don't know why, but he looks like a fucking crow. But it's Snoop Dogg. You can't go wrong with Snoop Dogg. I never knew that Snoop Dogg could be a really good antagonist. Like, he's very intimidating when he's on screen, and you're like, I don't want to fuck with him. He looks strong. It's very obvious that he's gonna be the main boss of the game, and it's really cool because he's scary. He's scary. That tall, lanky man, I don't want to fuck with him, but there he is. He kind of walks in, is all like, yo, I see you doing good with a good fighter. Guess what? Fuck him. You suck. You can't take my clubs. And you're like, well, guess what? I got a new dude. He's right here, and he's really great. He comes in and like basically tries to like press you guys and like, hey, you guys ain't shit. You guys ain't nothing. We're the best out here. And you're just like, okay, what fucking ever. Don't care.
Child. Anyway, so
it kind of like ultimately fails because like it doesn't work because everybody's like, fuck with me, I dare you. And so they're all like, ooh, D-Mob. It fails. So after he leaves, time to go fight some more people. So MC PeePants, show him how it's done. After damn near escaping with my life after fighting Elephant Man, I don't know what drugs they gave this man, but he is on like crack and like metamorphines because this motherfucker whooped the goofy out of me. I fought this man twice. I don't know what happened.
No way. That's it. Real fight is on.
It's like this.
You have a big timer.
After you fight Elephant Man, you're in the bar, and for some reason, Carmen fucking Electra is sitting on the bar, giving you googly eyes for some odd ass fucking reason. I don't know why she's here, but she's here. Again, stacked ass cast. She's looking at you like, damn, you just won that fight. Barely leaving with your life. I'm slobber on them nuts. And you're like, whoa.
Oh no. No.
I'ma take it, man. Not really. You kind of give her the googly eyes back, but then Shauna comes in and she's like, no, get the fuck off of my man. And Carmen's like, you better make me, bitch. And Shauna's like, well, bet. And so now you gotta have a cat fight in the middle of the bar.
time to get
That was the full effect.
nobody helping you.
That's it. No time for the weak now.
After Shauna beats the living shit out of Carmen Electra, after Shauna beats the living shit out of Carmen Electra, you guys go back home and do what other people do when they go back home. Play fucking Parcheesi. I don't know. After that fight, you and your gang have a meeting about how you guys need to take over a bunch of clubs because like Crow has too many clubs. We have to take them all. I'm telling you, this story isn't as great, but it's fucking great at the same time. You gotta bear with me. It's awesome. He's like, look, we gotta take more clubs, which means we gotta fight some more. So you go fight them. Blaze, you go fight Crack. Crack, if you don't know, is one of Snoop Dogg's side dudes that he's fucking. The meeting is just how you guys talk about how you're gonna take over Crow's territory one by one, and you know, whatever the fuck gangs talk about. They want you to go out and fight each other. They want Method Man to go fight Crack, and Crack is Snoop Dogg's side character who is played by Fat Joe. Fuck him, by the way. We'll get to him soon. Piece of shit. They just like, hey, you gotta go out there and fight. That's what MC PeePants is gonna fucking do. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna win some fucking fights. Show him how it's done, PeePants.
Show 'em.
Also, really quick tidbit, as you progress through the game, you'll see me change PeePants' outfit only because you get more money when you change his outfit periodically. Another secret they don't tell you, the more you change their outfit and bling them out in the freshest gear, you'll get more money in fights to buy more gear to get more money and do better in fights. It's that fucking simple. Look at this fresh ass fit I just got him in. Perfection. After I changed our fit, we get a message from Crow saying that Crack beat the living snot out of Blaze.
You see what Crack done to your punk ass friend Blaze? That bitch went down faster than a $5 hoe.
Apparently, like to the point where Blaze is like in the cast, and Blaze is not happy about it. He's really upset, but he doesn't tell you because pride, I guess. It's the devil. Don't know why I said that. Ill. We do the next couple of fights, which eventually lead up to WC, which is the lead up to fight Crack to get revenge for Blaze. So the WC fight is like, hey, if we win this fight, you get to fight Crack. That's what we're gonna fucking do, is beat the shit out of WC. Get him, PeePants. after we completely obliterate the shit out of WC, Crow gives D-Mob an opportunity to choose one of his best fighters to fight against Crack since Blaze failed. Sorry, Blaze, you fucking suck. They hold Method Man so bad in this game, it's not even funny. They were just like, dog, you're gonna get hold. And he was like, fuck it, as long as I get paid. So they hoe him. Anyway, D-Mob's like, yeah, I got my best man right fucking here. And he points at you. Now, across from you is Sticky Fingers, and he fucking hates that. He's like, y'all, this is bullshit. Fuck all y'all. I'm going back to my mom's house. He's like, you're not my best fighter. PeePants is. And Sticky Fingers takes that the wrong way. He's like, fuck y'all. Nice little foreshadow, because he might just be the best fighter in the fucking game. I think we change our fit to look good to fight Crack. We walk up to the big ass building that is to fight Crack. It's so intense. Everybody's so serious. The music is so loud. The room's red. This is the first boss fight of the actual game. Like, the game has like little fight that feel like boss fight. This is one of them. This is like the first actual boss fight in this game. Some people will say it's Ice-T. Me personally, I don't fucking think so. I feel like any fight with the cutscene might be a boss fight, so I guess you can consider Ice-T a boss fight. But I feel like Crack is the actual challenge players get with a difficult fighter. With that being said, I've played this game so much, I figured out the secret of beating the living shit out of Crack every single time. Like, even on the hardest difficulty, this man is a walk in the fucking park. And I'm gonna give you a little secret. I'm gonna give you a little secret, and you can take this to the grave with me. Fucking grab him. Oh my god. A lot of people don't know that when you lose in a fight, it'll give you hints in the loading screen to how to win that fight. The main hint when you lose a fight against Crack is to grab him. He blocks with his fucking stomach, the little fat fuck. He'll just block him, and it gets so annoying to where like it's rage inducing, like hair pulling rage inducing. But one thing he can do is reverse a grab for the life of him. So you grab that man and you throw that man against the cage. Like, a lot of fighters have like secret techniques to winning a boss fight, and this is one of them. Like, a lot of players struggle with this. A lot of players struggle with the fight against Crack. I know I did when I was a child. People still do as an adult. Me though, I'm built different. I'm built fucking different. Just grab him. Grab that man and throw him against the stars, and he will never come back ever again. You will wipe the floor with that man every single time. Just grab him. He can't reverse grabs at all whatsoever. Like, I've beaten that fight without taking a single bit of health damage. None whatsoever. So again, grab him and then thank me later. After you win, it's like a whole new celebration. Like, everybody's cheering for you, and they're like, you're now part of the family, son. You're like, I thought I was at the beginning. I didn't know I needed to fight fucking Grimace to get here, but here we are. And so you're in the car, you're popping champagne. He's like, here's the family change, son. And he gives you a necklace, and he welcomes you into the gang all, you know, happy like. When you stop at a stoplight, Danny fucking Trejo, I'm not kidding, pulls up next to you and empties a full fucking clip inside of your car. He sprays the whole fucking thing, and it's crazy as fuck. After he sprays it, you guys kind of run into a light post. Everybody kind of runs out and runs down to the subway station, and you see like a glimpse of a shadow figure and Danny Trejo run down, and then you just run out that bitch like you never got hurt. Like, you just hop up and fucking, I'll be right back. As if you didn't just get into like more than what is a fender bender. And like Blaze is like bleeding on the arm and like, bro, don't go. And you're like, no, I gotta get him. And you're like, how are you okay? I don't know. It's a video game. Shut up. As you get onto the subway, you see a figure in the window, and it turns out it's no other than your favorite boy, Sticky. He's like, yeah, bitch, I did that shit. Fuck you and D-Mob. I'm going to my mom's house. And then behind you, like, Danny Trejo tries to shoot you, but he's out of bullets, and he's like, oh, fuck, damn. And then you give, in my opinion, what is the most sickest fucking one-liners that I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, I love this one-liner with the passion. Like, it gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, and now you're gonna hear it because I fucking love this shit.
Say goodbye, bitch. Goodbye.
All right, after you throw fucking Danny in front of a train, yeah, he's dead now. You went back to the street, and like D-Mob is like bleeding out on the floor, and like Blaze is trying to help him, and he's like, you gotta protect the family. You gotta protect us, cause we ride or die. I just became a ride or die. You telling me like if I didn't just win this fight, y'all would have just fucking left me here? That's crazy as fuck. Long story short, he's like, nah, you and Blaze got to carry the team on your back, and you hear police sirens in the background, and he's like, you guys gotta go. So you fucking leave. So once you and Blaze get back, you guys are like, yo, we gotta carry the team on our back. Like, we gotta keep the team going. So you and him are gonna co-lead the group together, because you know somebody got to lead you guys. Why are we fighting in the first place? Like, I don't know what's happening. And I think what's really funny is that like for the rest of the game, like D-Mob sends you messages, but it's also obvious that he's in prison. So like he doesn't show up for the rest of the game. Like, he's out, he's gone. Like, he is now incarcerated, and he is never coming back out. Like, they got this man on 6 charges of RICO. He's never getting out of this bitch, but he still sends you messages throughout the game, which is so funny because I can just imagine him behind bars just like, you got to keep winning them fights, and the guard's like, hey, what the fuck did you just say? And he's like, huh? Like, it's fucking funny to me. I love that shit. But he's in jail for the rest of the game. He doesn't show back up. Like, he's done. He's done. So he's not coming back. As you guys are recovering from the accident, a good bit of time passes, and Crow comes in and takes a lot of your territory while you're trying to heal. So he's like, yeah, I'm the big bitch bitch boss now. And you're like, no, Crow. No. I'm gonna take that shit back. So now we're gonna enter what is initially the middle of the game. And this is where like shit kind of gets serious because now you gotta really throw them hands to get your shit back. We finna get our shit back in blood. Here's the middle. After fighting Crack, the whole fucking game changes. I mean, like, it gets significantly more harder because now you realize that you've reached a very focal point of the story to where now they're not going to pull any punches. People are going to beat the living shit out of you. You have to learn every single mechanic in this game to survive. That's why I love this game because it's great. It teaches you to do better and try out different things. If you keep doing the same thing this whole game, you're going to get fucked. Because it got harder, we got to upgrade it. In order to upgrade, we got to fucking fight. PeePants, whoop they ass.
Hey, this is special.
You in trouble now.
After a couple fights, you and Blaze go out to this car show where like they're meeting up and there's these cars and they're showing off. It's a fucking car show. I don't have to explain the car show to you. You know what a car show is. After a couple fights, you and Blaze go to a car show where you guys want to look at cars and everything, and you bring your girl with you. It's a nice little get together, a little powwow. It's nothing but like a bunch of Escalades for some fucking reason. Again, it's 2005. Everybody drove an Escalade. It was like the car of the time. Magic was played by none other than fucking Busta Rhymes, cool as fuck. Tries to holler at your girl. He's like, hey, little mama, what's up? Like, how you doing? Like, you look real good. I'm gonna take you home in this car. And then you walk up, you give this like baby girl energy where you're just like, you're not my type. Like, okay, chill, relax.
You're not my type.
He's just like, nah, son, why don't you fight me? Come on, fight me right now. I'll fight for your girl. You're like, bet, I'll whoop your ass. But it's a tag team match. And so Ice-T and Omar Epps comes up to you and like, hey, if you fight tonight, I'm gonna fight with you. I just whooped your ass and I whooped your ass earlier. Why the fuck are you here? And why is Omar Epps here? Does he rap? I don't know. I don't know if he raps. Long story short, you get to choose between Ice-T and Omar Epps to fight you in this tag team match. I personally chose Ice-T because I love Law and Order more than I love Love and Basketball. Sue me. So after choosing Ice-T, you and him go to this survival gauntlet of tag team matches where you fight like Prodigy and Havoc, literally Mob Deep, and just like a bunch of other groups. It's really freaking cool. And then the last team being Busta Rhymes and the person you didn't choose. So in this instance, it's Omar Epps. If we chose Omar Epps, it would have been us against him and Ice-T. See what I'm saying? Anyway, we wiped the floor with both of them. Like we wiped the floor with everybody here. So enjoy this. After the match, you drive off with the new car you just picked up and your girl. And you give off what I think is another funniest line in this entire fucking game. I'm telling you, the one-liners in this game get me every fucking time. It's beautiful. I love every single bit of these one-liners. They're great.
Yo, Magic, cheer up, man. You lost the ride, but you got yourself a pretty girl.
And that's literally just a cherry on top. I love that. It's so beautiful, so great. And then you're like, it's just a line. Don't care. I love it. Now it's time for more fighting. Again, I don't know why you're complaining about the fighting that's in this fighting game because it's a fighting game. Anyway, here's some cool tricks I learned.
The body count's about to go up now.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
Now it's time to beat a 2005 Travis Scott.
Look pretty, man. Oh, somebody's getting worked.
After you fight Travis Scott, you and Blaze walk back to the parking lot and you're talking about how you feel like you're not making enough progress. You feel like you're not doing enough now that D-Mob's in jail. And then Blaze is like, nah, bro, we're good. We're making progress. And then out of nowhere, Magic pulls up to fight you because you're making too much progress. How fucking convenient is that? That's so crazy that like we were just talking about that. You like get into an argument. You tell Magic his car fucking sucks. And he's like, no, your car sucks. And you're like, no, your car sucks. Now you got to fight to see who car sucks. And now you got to destroy his fucking car with his tailbone. Here's me beating the shit out of Magic with his car.
You in trouble now. Night chump. Yeah, it's on now. Bitch.
So after you beat the shit out of Busta Rhymes and fuck up his car, you and Blaze head back home to have some hot chocolate because you guys are like best buds now. Like, I'm out here in Miami. Like, you guys are like, you're together forever together. And you guessed it, we gotta upgrade more. So time to go beat somebody up. Get him, MC PeePants.
The body count's about to go up now.
So before some fights, you and your, girl, Shauna, are swapping faces in the bathroom before like a really big fight. And then Crow pulls up on you like, hey, I got a proposition for you. And you're like, what you want, partner? And he's like, look, I want you to fight for me. I'm gonna pay you double to what D-Mob pay you. And you gonna fight for me. And you're like, no, I'm loyal, which is dope because we are loyal. And currently right now, the club that we're fighting at tonight is the last of Crow's clubs. He's gonna be really upset if you win this fight. So watch me pimp this rod, it's a weird segue, and beat the living fuck out of Exhibit.
Shit, triple nasty. Get good.
You just got owned, bitch.
After beating up Exhibit and pimping out his face with my legs, I tried again for a punchline and it didn't work. After beating up Exhibit, I did little wardrobe change because I don't want PeePants to look stale. I want him to look fresh. He's turning into a fine gentleman. Like he's running a business now. He's a gang leader. We have to make him look spiffy, make him look great, make him look sharp because he's important now and he will never, and I mean never, betray none of his friends because he's really important to the gang and he will never backstab anyone. Side note, I accidentally made him look like someone's uncle at a cookout. That was a complete accident. I wanted him to look professional. Instead, he looks like he stands at a grill all day. But hey, we look good, and I'm glad we look good. So look at Uncle PeePants beat the fuck out of some people. Get him, Unc.
This stuff is manic. Alright, that's the way.
You go down.
As I'm making my way through this gauntlet, I notice something is different. Something is clicking. The way he's moving is quicker and more precise. His damages is like damaging. Like he looks and moves like a better fighter. And this is what I was saying earlier, is that literally you will gain more skill as you keep playing through the game. Just level up your stats. Like he is moving like with a purpose. He's moving with veracity and tenacity. And I love it. It's great. And then it all got ruined when Henry Rollins beat the living shit out of me. Like what the fuck just happened? I was on a roll. I was on a win streak. This is my first L. Fuck you, Henry. Fuck you. And just for that, I'm gonna give you brain damage. Check this out.
That was tight. Nope. Was that a bone cracker? Pretty, man.
Stop here.
So after we beat up Henry Rollins, we're gonna fight some more because that's the game. Here's some more fights. After you get done with some fights, you get home and you're like, hey, honey, I won today. What's up? Crow and Sticky kind of sneak into your apartment and ambush you and hit you in the back of the head with a baseball bat. And then Crow's like, look, I need you to fight for me and get my clubs back. Because if you don't, I'm going to beat your girl up. And you're like, you ain't even got my girl. She over there with her mama. And he's like, oh, is she? And he whips out a piece of her hair. You're like, oh, shit, he do got my girl. That's my girl hair. It could have been anybody's hair. You gullible shit. PeePants, you're better than this. But it actually is your girl's hair. So now you gotta fight for Crow. Because he's like, look, if you don't fight for me, I'm a killer. And you're like, I can't let that happen. So he's like, bet. And this is where shit kind of gets intense. This is where the story gets kind of serious. This is the drama that I was talking about. Because now there are now stakes to you fighting. It's no longer just who can have the most clubs. It's now I gotta fight for my girlfriend's survival, romance, drama. And you've been getting action all throughout. You got all three elements. But where's the sadness? We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We're almost there. And now we're reaching the end game. This is like the climax. And now the story is going to slowly decline to a good conclusion. Welcome to the end game.
The end game.
Now, this is the final stretch of the campaign that is Fight for New York. There really isn't like no downtime or breathing time because now like the story just kicked off to 10. And so now we have to finish this game to get a really good conclusion because right now there's no breaks. There's no breaths. Your girl is on the edge of death and you got to go save her. So that means that we got to get this shit popping and get the clubs back for Crow because if we don't, before we even continue on with the rest of the story, I got to make a confession. Off screen throughout this game, I've been adding fighting styles to MC PeePants. As you notice, he doesn't fight the same as he did at the beginning of the game. He has new moves, new grabs, the way he moves, like he's different. He a different breed. He a different man. And that's because I gave him something that is completely fucking broken. And I will tell you now why this shit is broken. After I gave MC PeePants martial arts, I decided to give him street fighting just to make his hits a little heavier, a little harder. So now he's rocking with martial arts and street fighting. Now, it dawned on me that I was like, maybe I should give him kickboxing for more damage because like that'll be cool. But then that'll also be boring. It's not flashy enough. There's nothing flashy about kickboxing that much. I'm not dissing kickboxing. I'm just saying at a viewer standpoint, it doesn't really do anything. There's no pizzazz. There's no love here. And I was like, well, shoot, what should I do? And this is where I'm going to talk about the combination a little bit. So now I'm going to info dump just a tiny bit. Earlier, I mentioned that if you combine fighting styles, you'll get a different outcome. As in, if the equation is different, the outcome will be different, even though it'll have the same numbers. You see what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. If I had martial arts, kickboxing, and street fighting, that'll give me somewhat of a Muay Thai fighting style with a lot of elbows, a lot of knees, a lot of close guards. That's what that combination will give me. Now, if I did martial arts, street fighting, and kickboxing, which are still all the same styles, but in different order, it wouldn't give me Muay Thai. It'll give me something more of Taekwondo, which is just a bunch of kicks, a lot of kick combos, a lot of kick grabs. So again, you see what I mean as when I say if you switch the numbers around, the outcome will be different. Same equation, different outcome. That's how the mechanics of Fight for New York work. There's 5 total fighting styles, which means there are abundance of combinations you can do. You can beat this game with only 2 styles. You don't have to choose all 3. Fuck it, you can beat it with 1 if you want to. That's perfectly fine. It is recommended that you at least have 2 or 3 to actually fully progress through the game and not lose. Because if you use one fighting style the whole game, you're in for a bad time. It's not fun. It's not great. It'll get boring. It'll get stale. You want to give up. It's recommended that you use more fighting styles. Now back to what I was going to say before, I decided to do something interesting. And I mean something that is so interesting. It's going to blow your mind. What I'm going to show you right now is fucking wild. Instead of choosing kickboxing, I decided to go with martial arts, street fighting, and wrestling. And I know you're like, oh, so now you can just grab people and throw them around. No, that's not what happens. How I mentioned that you can have Muay Thai or Taekwondo. Well, if you mix martial arts first, then street fighting, and then wrestling, you'll end up with the fighting style that I love the most in the entirety of media, and that is drunken boxing.
Sharp like an edge of a samurai sword, the mental blade cut through flesh and bone. No more mind at peace, the word out of order, listen then the heat that gets colder.
Those of you who don't know what drunken boxing is, it is a style of kung fu that is incorporated with very unsturdy like movements. So it's a lot of swaying and movement. The art of drunken boxing is to trick your opponent into thinking that you're not fully aware of your surroundings. It was popularized by Jackie Chan in The Drunken Master and The Drunken Master 2. It's one of my favorite fighting styles of all time, even though the practicality of it is like non-existent, because if you actually use this, you probably fucking die. But in terms of media, it's really cool and it's really OP, and I love it so much. As a kid, when I played this game, the only person that had that style was Flavor fucking Flav. Yes, Flavor Flav is in this game, and it's wild as fuck. He's one of the only characters in this game to have this style. But it wasn't until a couple years ago that I found out that you can have that style too, and I abused the fuck out of it. It is the most interesting style to watch in this game. Like, it's so cool. The way they move, the way they grab, it's so fucking awesome. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make MC PeePants a fucking monster. That's exactly what I did. I put his stats all the way high, gave him drunken boxing, and now he's an unstoppable force. And I love him for that. God, I love this game. Love this game with a passion. We'll never get bored. And now MC PeePants is a fucking unit. All right, now back to the story. So now with our full found power, PeePants is now a menace. And so now we're gonna bulldoze through the rest of this fucking game and kill everyone we come across. But here's the kicker. We're gonna be fighting all of our old teammates. I feel really bad that I decided to make him OP when he's gonna fight the people he once stood next to. So now I gotta beat the living shit out of them, even though they really didn't deserve it. So that's just kind of funny to me. I find that hilarious. So now shit is like really serious, because throughout the game, when you're fighting, you have these cool little intros and cool little quips going back and forth when you're fighting people. But now that you're fighting against your friends, you're like silent as fuck. You don't say anything, you don't nod, you don't smile. You're just like harumph, harumph. You get the picture. You're just, yeah, it's very serious. Here's a clip of MC PeePants beating up his friends.
Can you feel that? Body count's about to go up.
Also, I find it really funny that like as we're fighting, our once called teammate D-Mob is like sending threatening voicemails from prison, and he's like so pissed at us. He's like, fuck you, when I get you, I'm gonna put my finger in your ass. And you're like, dog, you're in jail. I'm never seeing you again.
They gonna be pulling your ass out the Hudson when we get through with you.
I just find it funny that he's sending voicemails through prison on our pager. I find that hilarious. And as we went through the gauntlet of like beating up all of our old teammates, I felt no remorse beating the shit out of Joe Budden. I'm being so serious. Like, he has one of the worst podcasts on human earth, and so I made sure he knew that in the game. I made sure he knew that. Here's me beating up Joe Budden.
Night, chump. That was... This isn't gonna be good.
I didn't help, no.
So after a few upgrades, even though we're kind of maxed the fuck out, I kind of had to get some new upgrades. We gotta fight more people. This is the stretch of the game. So MC PeePants, get him. After a couple fights, we get a voicemail from Ludacris, and he's not happy that we're beating up all of our friends. So he has some interesting choice of words to say.
You punk ass bitch! I knew we should have never trusted your ass.
Also, I don't know what's wrong with me, but like there's something about Ludacris sending me like a really upset voicemail that kind of makes me feel bad. Like I don't mind being screamed at by D-Mob or like by Snoop Dogg. Being screamed at by Ludacris was like I'm being screamed at by a father. Like he gives off fatherly vibes. So being yelled at by Ludacris just feels, I don't know, kind of hurts a little bit. I don't think I recorded myself beating up Ludacris. Maybe because I didn't want to. If I did, it's me beating up Ludacris.
You gonna be crying like a bitch after I get my hands on you, boy.
After we fight Ludacris, we actually have to fight Flavor Flav. If I'm being honest, I don't remember fighting Flavor Flav in the story. So I think it's kind of cool that I get to fight him because we both have the same fighting style. And it just looked like two fish slapping each other because we're both just loosely running around the arena. It's fucking hilarious to me and I love it. But here's me fighting Flavor Flav with his same style.
Yeah, put to good use.
Who said this fight was fair?
After fighting Ludacris, we have to fight this dude named Tech, who's this weird big dude with a vest and glasses and a bandana.
Isn't gonna be pretty.
After you fight Tech, your last fight is with Redman, which kind of sucks and hurts for me because I use Redman when I'm like not playing with my creative character. He's the best character to play for me. I love him. He's great. He's funny. He's the reason this game is a 10 out of 10. If you didn't see my top 10, go watch my top 10. I love Redman. Redman is great. After you fight Tech, your last fight is with Redman. As you're walking to the ring to fight Redman, Blaze is like, dude, stop. What are you doing? Like, if you do this, he's gonna take the last club. This is our last club. Stop it. And you just ignore him the whole time. And then he's like, damn, we should have never gave you that chain. And he snatches your chain away and walks away like it's fucking ATL.
Give me back my necklace.
Everybody's so hurt. You get up in the ring and you beat the living snot out of Redman, or at least MC PeePants does, because again, I made him a unit. Here's Redman getting fucking KO'd.
Now it's starting now.
After the fight with Redman, you walk up to Crow and you're like, dog, I did everything you wanted me to do. Give me my girl back. And he's like, nah, son, calm down. You're like, nah, bitch, I'm not gonna calm down. And he's like, look, you better step back if I shank you, bitch. And you're like, whoa, calm down. And he has one more thing he wants you to do. He's like, look, if you want your girl, you gotta do this one last favor and I'll let you walk away. And you're like, fine. Crack gets you in the car and takes you to this weird scrap yard. And he's like, look, you got one more thing you gotta do and then we'll give you your girl back. And you're like, whatever. What is it? As you get to the scrap yard, Magic is there beating the living shit out of Blaze with a baseball bat. Like, I mean, he is demolishing this man so bad with a baseball bat. And you're like, bro, what the fuck? And then he's like, here, you gonna finish the job. Beat up Blaze. And you're like, fuck, now I gotta beat my homie up. You don't. You whoop they ass. You're like, no, this is my brother. I've been riding with him since the beginning of the game. It's been 8 hours. I've known this man for 8 hours. Why are we ride or dying like this? I just met you this morning. But it's fine, because he's your ride or die. So you gotta fight them together. But because Blaze was getting the shit beat out of him, his health is like all the way halfway low. So because of this fight, you have to protect Blaze a little, because any sign of like his health chipping down too low, you'll lose the whole fight. Like, you have to protect Blaze. So it's kind of like a 1v2 instead of a 2v2. And I fucking hate this fight. Hate it so much that I lost twice, which is so fucking stupid. Because I'm like, dog, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing this. Each time, Crack has beat the living shit out of Blaze, or Magic has beat the living shit out of Blaze. I'm like, Blaze, you gotta do better. They hold Blaze this whole game. Like, Blaze has been getting hold this whole game. He has to do better. But I had to put my big boy shoes on and my big boy pants, and I had to tell them MC PeePants ain't going nowhere. MC PeePants gonna what it do, what it do.
I'ma make it do what it do.
And I showed them what it is. The bottom of my fucking foot. And I kicked both of their asses. Took 2 tries, but I kicked both of their asses. And I'm happy. After you beat both of them up, you put Blaze into the car and you're like, yo, I gotta go save my girl. And so you drive all the way down to the factory where your girl is being held, because Magic gives you the location because you beat the shit out of him and he gives you the information. And as you get there, you're like, Blaze, wait in the car. I need you to wait in the car so I can go get my girl. As you go and get your girl, she's tied up to a chair like in the middle of the warehouse. And then Sticky Fingers is pouring gasoline in a fucking circle. And it's like, yeah, bitch, you're burning with me today. And you're like, no. We're not, this wasn't part of the agreement. I just need you to let her go so we can get out of here. And then Sticky's like, no, we're gonna see who the best fighter is. And we're gonna fight in this ring of fire. And he lights a lighter and it fucking sets the whole damn warehouse on fire. Now you gotta fight him in a burning down factory. And honestly, this is one of the coolest fights in the game, if you ask me. What sucks is that I had to turn down the music in this game because of copyright issues. That's all licensed music. Even the instrumentals are all licensed music. It's just instrumental rap songs. But Sticky Fingers boss music is one of the coolest fucking songs in this entire game. Like, it feels like a boss song and it's so intimidating because you're like, dog, like he's been talking shit so much through this whole game that you're like, oh, I'm gonna whoop his ass. I'm gonna beat his ass because he's been talking so much shit. Well, Sticky Fingers is one, if not one of the best fighters in this game, mechanical wise. Like, he is quick, he's fast, he has heavy strikes. He's just one of the best fighters in this game. And as a beginner, if you're playing this, he's gonna whoop your ass every single fucking time. I'm not kidding. Like, he's really hard. But I'm a vet. I'm a fucking vet. That nigga died in 3 seconds. Once Sticky Fingers is dead and you set his ass on fire, you carry your girl out of the factory and you gotta try to run away in the sunset. Not yet though, because now you're like, bro, Crow took it way too far. Now I gotta step up to him and beat his ass. So you and Blaze and a bunch of other your gang go over to go fight Crow, and then Crow's like, you can't fight me, bitch. I got a gang over here. And y'all go beat his ass. But apparently the morale is real low in Crow's crew. Maybe because they finally realize like he's fucking crazy. He's wild. I think they realize he's crazy. He's crazy as fuck. Like, you got us doing some crazy shit. So he loses like 2 or 3 people and they go over to your side and you're like, yeah, we're not fighting for you no more because not happening. And so he's like, oh, well, fuck y'all then, punk. All y'all beat this man ass. And you're like, bet. So as the gang fights, you sneak off to Crow's penthouse and you see him up there pouring a glass of, I don't know, chocolate milk. And he's like, look, man, how about we just stop fighting, the both of us? We don't need to be fighting no more. Like, we just need to do this like as equals. As he's talking, Magic comes up behind you with a whole ass gun and he's planning on shooting you. And Crow's like, shoot him, shoot him. And then Magic's like, I don't get paid enough for this. And he gives you the gun and he walks off because he's like, again, Crow's fucking crazy. I'm not gonna work for him anymore. Crow's like, look, man, I was just playing. It was just a joke. Haha, laughing. And I was like, oh, so now you're scared that I have a gun. That's so crazy. And you pointed at him, but you don't shoot him. Instead, you just empty the whole clip out and you just throw it around. And you're like, you're not worth my time. Because he's not. He's not worth your time. He's a piece of shit. And he's crazy. Did I mention he's crazy? He's crazy as fuck. And as you're walking away, he pulls out his cane, which is a fucking sword, and shanks you in the back because he's fucking crazy. And then you're like, ah, my back. He's like, yeah, bitch, you suck. So now you gotta fight Crow. Because he stabbed you, you have half health. So now you gotta fight him with half of your fucking health. So this Crow fight isn't a normal KO fight. It's actually a window match because there's 2 big ass giant glass windows in his apartment complex or his penthouse, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And you have to throw him out to win the fight. Like, you can't KO him. Like, there's no KO here. He has to go out that fucking window, regardless of how this fight ends. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I fucking lost the first time. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I choked. I got nervous and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a walk in the park. Fuck no. He chucked me out that window so goddamn quick. I was like, damn, I underestimated this fight. But the second time, I took no chances. I said, fuck it. And I threw his ass out the window. It's so satisfying to throw somebody out the window in this game. Like, oh my goodness. And then he died. He dies. Throw him in the window and he dies. And as you're sitting there looking at his corpse on the ground, you're like, damn, bro, this is wild. And then Blaze walks up and he's like, yo, man, we gotta go. The police is on their way. Like, we gotta get out of here. And you're like, nah, man, I'll be there in a second. And then you look out to the sky of New York City and it's like real brown and like not pretty. And you're just like, what a crazy day. And it fades to black and then the credits roll. And that's Def Jam 5 from New York. The game ends. It's over. That's the game. That's all of it. That's everything. Was the story good? Yes. Yes, it was. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy as fuck. I love every bit of it. Like, there's so much to it that's like so wrong that it's so right. And I can never get enough of it. I can play that story mode over and over and over again and not get bored, especially with like the fighting mechanics, because you'll never have the same, you'll have the same ending, but your fighting will not have the same outcome. And that's what makes the replayability so fun, is that you can just experiment all you want every day and all day. And that's why I love the game so much. It's so dear to my heart, as it, like, in my childhood, like, I played that game like to the ground. Again, I played that game with no memory card. Can you imagine playing that game with no memory card? Like, I stayed up for nights and hours and days and minutes and seconds just replaying that game over and over and over again. Like, I will never get tired of that game. It's so great. And honestly, it's kind of crazy that they made a story from this. Like, there's an incentive to why the rappers are fighting. It's just like, hey, there's a secret underground fighting ring where rappers get together and beat the living shit out of each other. It's so fucking cool. I think that's so goddamn cool and creative, because they literally, there's like behind the scenes footage of like all the rappers in the studio talking and having a good time, and they're all having fun. They're all having a great time. And I think that's so freaking cool that they not only was this like a really cool passion project for like the rappers and the creators, but it was also like a fun experience for everybody who was involved in the project. That's why I really love this game. Like, it's it's great. It's so great. It's a great fucking game. You can't go wrong with this game. I'm probably never gonna cover the rest of the Def Jams just in general, but like, this is the one that I really wanted to talk about. Like, this is the one that I love the most and has the most complexities, because Icon takes everything this game did and throws it out the fucking window. That's gonna be a raging inducing video. Like, I'm not prepared to do Icon, and I will do Icon, but man, Icon takes everything that this game made and takes a shit on it and ruins it. That's all I'm gonna say. If you enjoyed this, thank you. You should like totally like and subscribe, and it'll be very helpful if like you guys did that, because this was fun. I do this because it's fun. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Sorry, I've been busy a lot, but I'm here now. I'm gonna you love me. Say you love me. Say you love me. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave. But first, while you down there, how about you sign my shoes?
Are you down there? How about you shine my shoes?